okay? So Maciek is going to lie down on his back with his legs in the air. And for this drill, I'm simply going to lie down in this position. I have both of my hands on the sides of his drawstring. So from here, the idea of the crab ride is that I'm trying to hook behind the backs of his knees here. So I demonstrate from here. You can see already that my left knee is on the floor and my right knee is in the air on the other side of his leg, simply hooking. I'm not trying to open my knee line, because if I open my knee line, there's a lack of connection and there's nothing to really control the movement of his leg. There's nothing to stop him from moving his leg around. Again, if we reinforce this idea of internal rotation, it's not that I have to use a lot of effort, a lot of power to keep him in this position. What I'm trying to do is actually just lock his leg in this position. There's a certain point, if you stay here, if I'm continually trying to internally rotate his knee, it's limited by the positioning of his hips. It cannot move past a certain point. So if I continue to push it past a certain point, he will need to make an adjustment, or this will force his body to move in a different space in the room. If he chooses to resist my internal rotation, this will usually cause damage to either his knee or to his hip line. So usually a smart practitioner will try and make an adjustment to move in the space, or to accept that, okay, this amount of internal rotation will cause damage, I should accept it and defend at a later stage. So hence we introduce this idea of late stage retention or late stage defense. Returning to the drill, we're going to just try and understand how are we trying to steer to the left and right positioning. So I usually talk about the crab ride as being the direction in the Berimbolo movement. So again, I'm going to get to my headquarters hook position. I'm going to choose a side that I want my knee to the floor, so I'm going to choose my left side. I pin my left knee to the floor, and I keep my right knee connected to my partner's thigh. From here, I'm going to roll back along my shoulder line, briefly release some pressure, pin my right knee to the floor, and again, I've ended up in the same orientation, but on the opposite side now. Again, if this is the first time that you're trying this drill, take your time, go slow, don't rush the movement. Just try and understand how you can keep yourself as connected as possible in this movement. It's not about trying to hold on as tightly with a vice-like grip, but rather just trying to understand the role of your legs as hooks. Understand that when you come out of the crab ride movement, if I'm trying to switch from this side to the other, if I roll completely and extend my legs, I lose a lot of control. And in a live sparring situation, my partner will usually be able to pummel his legs out, and I'll completely lose my positioning here. So understanding that there is a range between going from full extension to completely bent. Usually I do not want to end up from an extremely bent position to full extension. There's a little bit of a buffer in this position, more so from the left to right. I'm not looking to go through extremities in this particular drill. So if we demonstrate one more time, just going side to side a few times for you. Again, grab both sides of the drawstring, my headquarters hooking position, choose a side. Roll. So it's always about connecting the knees on each side. As I go back to my shoulder line, I'm actively grabbing the drawstring to assist me too. This is not just a leg movement. I roll back on my shoulder line, I'm pulling the opposite side hip. I have a 4-finger grip like this on each side of the pants. So as I roll onto my shoulder line, off of my head, back onto my neck, I'm pulling on the other side to assist me slightly. This gives me slightly more control, okay? So what else can we do from this position after we've mastered this drill? Understanding how to use these hooks to elevate the hips off the floor can be very useful, because if I understand how to use this top hook to elevate the hips. It's quite easy often to slip the bottom hook in and enter our other positions on the crab ride to get them back again. So as you can see in this positioning already, I can already transition to more of a stomp bolo variation, or I can choose to completely jump over from this position. Again, similar to our previous variation. I'm here with my left foot up, sprawling my right hip on my partner. You can grab the back with the deep forward finger grip, re-roll back here to make better adjustments, okay? Understanding how to keep control and to maintain your zen in this position is very good if you want to maintain stress to a low level. Stress management is a very key concept that we'll talk a little bit more about later on in the instructional series.